should we have a listen to Old Man Winston shakes fist at protesters on the front
Yeah.
lawn?
Go on. Let's watch the little cry bitch baby.
Cry bitch baby. All of the things. Yeah. So Winston's back in the country. He was down in Dunedin opening up the rail link or something like that. He's doing train stuff. He loves his trains. Probably one of the only good things he's doing at the moment, and that's pretty skimming off the absolute top there.
Mm-hmm.
But protesters met him there in Dunedin, and also on his lawn last night. There were a few protesters protesting his decision, the government's decision, with him speaking on New Zealand's behalf, to not recognise Palestine at the UN Congress event thing.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get a little update. What's going on?
Winston Peters faced loud protesters and booing at his first public event since the announcement New Zealand wouldn't recognise a Palestinian state. As political editor Mikey Sherman reports, he gave as good as he got.
Save the people! Stop the bombing!
Lining the streets of Dunedin, a call to action.
Free Gaza!
With a strong police presence, protesters awaited the arrival of the Foreign Affairs Minister, condemning the government's decision not to recognise Palestine.
I was, to say the least, outraged by what Winston Peters had to say at the UN.
Arriving with police escort as Winston Peters stepped out of his vehicle, he was greeted with a deafening boo. Here for a rail announcement, Peters addressed those who were invited and those who weren't.
On a chance to join you for a dinner stunner, and not for you with a fence with dumber and dumber bludgeoning over there when you are working over here.
Yes, Peters calling the protesters bludgers.
These are the kind of people, they wouldn't know anybody in the Middle East, wouldn't know any of the Arab nations, wouldn't know the Palestinian Authority, but here they are, blogging against the taxpayers again today.
We actually would rather not have...
That is so... That is so fucking, like... You don't have to know someone in the place that's being affected in order to protest against another nation's actions. That is such a fucking old man thing. And there will be people, such as this person who's speaking now, I assume, who does know people in the Middle East, but it doesn't matter. Like, that is a non-point.
No, yeah, it's such a dumb one, but it's also so typical of this kind of rhetoric. So, like, the same way they try to be like, oh, why do queers want to, protest for Gaza? They might, like, over there, it's illegal to be... Does it matter? I just don't want kids to be killed. Like, fuck. Crazy take.
Carry on.
Again today.
We actually would rather not have gone out to put shamas and raised or raised our voices or chanted, but in a context of genocide, that's the least we would be doing.
The father of an 18-year-old New Zealander detained by Israeli forces off the coast of Gaza yesterday says he hasn't been able to speak with his son since.
I think they were all advised to drop their phones once they were boarded.
Samuel Leeson, as well as fellow Kiwis Rana Hamida and Youssef Samor, were among more than 400 activists detained from a flotilla of vessels that had been attempting to deliver aid to Gaza in spite of Israel's naval blockade.
The government needs to at least ensure the safety of our Kiwis who have been abducted.
They're not been abducted, they're not been kidnapped. They'll be put on a plane and sent home. And the question you've got to ask yourself is, what was the cost of all that?
I hope like hell he doesn't eat those words. I would like to see those people returned, but it's not going to look great on him if they don't, and that is going to age like milk. And the only thing I can think of is
he's lying though. He could only be lying.
I feel like his little UN stunt, where it was very, his pro-Israel stance, is possibly going to bite him in the butt. for it. Like, I don't think
Mm,
there's gonna. If they don't want to return our people, they won't return our people. It doesn't matter if we didn't recognize Palestine or not. I don't think. Like, if they don't, they don't.
hmm
Only
Well, they're
time will
showing
tell. But
everyone they'll do
I
what they
hope.
want.
Yeah. I would expect them to return our people. I really hope that they return our people, but yeah. Let's see if he eats his words.
As for Winston Peters today,
Thank you for joining us on this occasion. Don't tell me he's a graduate from Otago University.
no sign of either side abandoning their positions, with not a white flag in sight. Mikey Sherman, One News.
Yeah. So interesting stuff. Not surprised people were there protesting. I didn't even think about looking for Chewie, to be honest. I might
Yeah.
just, I'm gonna have to scrub through and see if we can find him.
Oh, I don't
Um,
know if he would have made it in time. I mean, he's only just got
No, he
back.
got back a few
Yeah.
nights. A few nights ago. Oh, I'm sure Chewie would not miss an opportunity to be protesting.
Very
Yeah.
true.
So, any
I
thoughts on
mean,
the flotilla update or Winnie's whining?
I just don't understand how he can be like, oh, it's just good. Just they're not abducting them. They're not doing this. No, they are. Like, does he not understand? How does our foreign minister not understand international law? They announced they were going to do a war crime, and then as soon as the flotilla got into international waters, they committed a fucking war crime and are pirates. Like, his flippin' kind of disregard to kind of just be like, oh, it's nothing. You're just complaining over nothing. Like, no, you're supposed to understand how this works, bro. Like, international affairs is supposed to be your area. It feels like we're being gaslit and then represented by that gaslighter for far too much money. Also, have I lost it? Oh, no,
I'm back.
sorry, for a second, I was like, did I lose you? Did I lose you? But yeah,
I was
it's
still connected to
just,
Wi-Fi. I could see myself buffering, so I was like, "Sorry,
oh,
she's blowing. Sorry, they're blowing a foo. I'm gonna quickly
yeah,
fix this."
just quickly. I also, I wanted to highlight this comment that for people who don't know, Marama Davidson was actually detained by the IOF. So that's another reason why it was really awesome that she was able to come and talk to Pat, obviously, on Saturday. Um, but yeah, it's also just like, well, I saw actually one comment, I think it was in the Discord, where someone pointed out that it's ironic that Winston is all of a sudden going, oh, I'm getting harassed by all these protesters. Yet, what did Benjamin just end up leaving Parliament because of? Literal bullying that he himself put against fucking Benjamin. Like, and now he wants us to have sympathy for him not getting a good night's sleep. I hope he doesn't sleep easy. I hope he has an uncomfortable time, because nothing could compare to what literal children are experiencing. Like, I couldn't care less about whether he thinks that people are overreacting or that, it's going to be fine. This isn't an overreaction. We're watching in real time as war crimes are happening in front of our eyes, and there are no mechanisms that we, as the tax-paying people, have to actually really intercept any of this at the moment. So yeah, of course people are going to take any means possible to kind of take whatever control that is. If that's protesting Winston and consistently harassing him, consistently getting people to, ring up the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it's all people just trying to do what they can, because it's difficult to watch a genocide. God knows what it feels like to live inside of that genocide. So the least that we can do is protest, is to tell him that he's fucking wrong, because he has embarrassed the shit out of us this week. We've gone from being world leaders with one of the most strong, compassionate leaders in the world, Jacinda, of course, to this bullshit. Like, it's an embarrassment. And I also just want him to do his fucking job right. Like, he should be the one going against this, calling out all of this. Instead, because we're clearly, for some fucking reason, aligning ourselves with America and, like, Israel. Like, we're now on the bad side. And we're paying them to do this. We pay them money to do this to us. So, yeah, I hope that he can't sleep tonight. And I hope he doesn't have another restful night of sleep until all of this is over. And even then, fuck him. That's my thought. I saw people were missing some foo-foos earlier, so, like, there you go, Whānau. Hopefully that'll tide us over till we get our Chewie back on Monday.
Oh man, that's gonna be interesting.
Why it's gonna be just wind him up and watch him go where he stops.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's gonna be great.
Whole 3 weeks of pent up. He's either had like a great holiday or pent up, frustration. But
It looks like he's had a pretty good time from everything that he's been posting. At least he got to be a part of some of the protests, so sounds like he was having a very good time.